There's something in this more than natural. If philosophy could find it out.
They're the players.
Gentlemen, you are welcome to Elsinore. Your hands, comrades. Impertinence of welcomes. Fashion, of course. Ceremony. Come, let me comply with you with this. As my extensive players, which I tell you must show fairly outwards, would appear more like entertainment as yours. You are welcome, but my uncle, father, and aunt, mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad north-northwest, and when the wind was southerly, I, nor hawk, am handsome.
You gentlemen.
Mark you, Guildenstern, and you too. That great baby you see there is not yet out of his swaddling clothes.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
My lord, I have news to tell you. Rosencrantz was an actor in the role.
The actors come hither, my lord.
Buzz, buzz.
Yes?
What?
I thought you...
No.
Oh.
Well, I think we could say we made some headway.
You think so?
I think we could say that.
I think we could say that he made us look ridiculous in there.
Well, we played it close to the chest, of course.
It was question and answer, all right. Always in the best ways. Scoring us all down the line.
Well, he may have had the edge. He may have caught us on the wrong foot once or twice, but I think we gained some ground.
You think so? 27 questions he got out in 10 minutes and answered 3, and you think we may have gained some ground? You think he might have had the edge? He murdered us.
What about our evasion?
Oh, our evasions were lovely. Were you sent for? My lord, we were sent for. I didn't know what to do with myself.
Well, he had 6 repetitions, and
23? Really?
2 rhetoricals.
Hardly a leading question between us.
Well, we got his symptoms, didn't we?
Half of what he said meant something else, and the other half meant nothing at all.
Thwarted ambition, a sense of grievance. That's my diagnosis.
I've seen 6 rhetorical, 2 repetition, leaving 19, of which we answered 15. And what did we get in return? He's depressed. Denmark's a prison, and he'd rather live in a nutshell. Some shadow play about the nature of ambition, and finally, one direct question which might have led to an answer, and led, in fact, to his illuminating claim to tell a hook from a handsaw.
When the wind is southerly.
Is that southerly?
It doesn't look southerly. What made you think so?
I didn't say I think so.
Wait a minute. We came in from roughly south, according to a rough map. Yeah?
Right, well, which way did we come in, roughly?
Well, in the morning, the sun would be easterly. I think we could assume that.
That it's morning.
But if it is, and the sun is over here, that would be northerly. However, if it's not morning, and the sun is over here, that would still be northerly. But, well, if we, to put it another way, if we came from down there, and it is not morning, then the sun would be up there. And if it is really over here, then we must have come from up there. However, if none of these is the case, then I suppose...
Why don't you just go have a look?
Empiricism! Is that really all you have to offer?
I merely suggest that the position of the sun might give you a rough idea of what time it is. Alternatively, the clock, if it's running, would give you a rough idea of the position of the sun. I forget what you're trying to establish.
I'm trying to establish the direction of the wind.
Oh, well, there isn't any wind. Drought, yes.
Well, in that case, the origin. Trace it to its source, and it might give us a rough idea of the way we came in, which might give us a rough idea of south for further reference.
It's coming up through the floor. That can't be south, can it?
I'm prepared to let the whole matter draw. Somebody might come in. It's what we're counting on, after all.
Perhaps they've all trampled each other to death in a rush. Give him a shout, something provocative, intriguing.
Wheels have been set in motion, and they have their own pace to which we are condemned. Each move is dictated by the previous one. That is the meaning of order. If we start being arbitrary, it'll just be a shambles. Or at least let us hope so. Because if we just happened to discover, or even suspect, that our spontaneity was part of their order, well, we'd know we were lost. A Chinaman of the Tang Dynasty, and by which definition a philosopher, once dreamt that he was a butterfly. And from that moment on, he was never quite sure that he was not a butterfly, dreaming that it was a Chinese philosopher. Envy him in his twofold security.
should all burn to death in their shoes.
What was it?
What?
Heads or tails?
Oh, I didn't look.
Yes, you did.
Did I? Quite right, it rings a bell.
What's the last thing you remember?
I don't wish to be reminded of it.
We cross our bridges when we come to them and burn them behind us. With nothing to show for our progress but the memory of the smell of smoke and the presumption that once our eyes wandered.
Come, sirs.
Oh, here, friends. We're here at play tomorrow. That's not here. Playing the murder of Gonzaga.
Aye, my lord.
Perhaps tomorrow night you could study a speech of some dozen of 16 lines. And that's set down in the circle. Could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Very well. Then, we shall tomorrow night. I will leave you till tonight. You're welcome to Elsie.
So you've caught up?
Not yet, sir.
Now mind your tongue, or we'll have it out and throw the rest of you away like a nightingale at a Roman feast.
Took the very words out of my mouth.
You'd be lost for words.
You'd be
Like a
tongue-tied.
mute in a monologue.
Like a nightingale at a Roman feast.
Your diction will go to pieces.
Your lines will be cut.
To dumb shows.
And dramatic pauses.
You'll never find your tongue.
Taste your tears.
Lick your lips.
Your breakfast.
You won't know the difference.
There won't be any.
We'll take the very words out of your mouth. So you've caught on?
So you've caught up. Not yet. You left us.
Oh, yes. You performed a dramatic spectacle on the road, didn't you? But I'm so sorry we had to miss it.
We can't look each other in the face. You don't understand the humiliation of it. To be tricked out of a single assumption which makes our existence viable. That somebody is watching. There we were, demented children mincing about in clothes that no one ever wore. Speaking as no one ever spoke. Swearing love in wigs and rhymed couplets. Killing each other with wooden swords. Full of protestations of faith, hurled after empty promises of vengeance. And every gesture, every pose, vanishing into the vast, unpopulated air. How we ransomed our dignity to the clouds. And the uncomprehending birds listen. Don't you see? We're actors! We're the opposite of people. I want you to think, right now, in your head. I want you to think in the most private, secret, intimate thing you've ever done secure in the knowledge of its privacy. Are you thinking of it? Well, I saw you do it, so why you never... We're actors. We pledged our identities secure in the conventions of our trade that someone would be watching. And then, gradually, no one was. We were caught high and dry. It was not until the murderer's long soliloquy that we were able to look around. Rose was as you were on profile. Our eyes searched you out, first confidently, then hesitantly, then desperately as each patch of turf, every log, every exposed corner proved uninhabited. And all the while the murderous king addressed the horizon with his dreary, interminable guilt. Our heads began to move, weary as lizards, and the quirks of unsullied Marcelino peeped through his fingers, and the king faltered. Even then, habit and a stubborn trust that our audience spied upon us from behind the nearest bush forced these bodies to blunder on long after they had emptied of meaning, until like runaway carts they dragged to a halt. No one came forward. No one shouted at us. The silence was unbreakable. It imposed itself. Oh, it was obscene. We took up our crowns and swords and cloths of gold and moved silent on the road to Elsinore.
Very brilliantly recreated. If these eyes could weep. Rather strong on metaphor, mind you. No criticisms, only a matter of taste. And so here you are, with a vengeance. That's a figure of speech, isn't it? Well, you could say we've made up for it, for you may have no doubt whom to thank for your performance at the court.
Oh, we already have an entry here. And always have.
Oh, you played for him before, huh?
Yes, sir.
What will you play?
The murder of Gonzaga.
Oh, the fine cadence and corpses.
Pirating from the Italians. What's it about? It's about a king and a queen.
Escapism. What else?
Blood.
Love and rhetoric.
Yes.
Where are you going?
We can come and go as we please.
You're evidently people who know your way around.
We've been here before.
Well, we're still finding our feet.
I should concentrate on not